So, in lieu of just the overwhelming negativity that I've been dealing with lately in my life, um, both in real life, because, massive recession, global plague, the normal stuff in 2020, I decided to do something a bit more positive, a bit more fun, something I could enjoy after a hard day of scrubbing assholes' toilets. Um, and didn't really know how to shape it for a long time. I wanted to do something positive about the shows that I liked, the characters that I liked, and why, and what about them I enjoyed. But I didn't know how. I didn't know, how I wanted to phrase it or design it. But there was a series recently, or, well, the playlist, I guess, since different channels did it, and I don't know how you would phrase that. It was called One Villainous Scene, which sort of gave me the focus of and picture of kind of what I wanted to do. I want to add, at the head of this, though, that this is not meant as, a ripoff or my attempt to coattail off of it. If I wanted to do that, I would have done a villainous scene myself. Probably with Ironwood. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Um, because there's a lot to work with there. But no, I want to talk and enjoy and unwind. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the scenes I enjoy and shows I enjoy with characters I enjoy. And basically, at what point do it, points in a character's story where I think they have that moment, that special moment, uh, that Samwise picking up Frodo to carry him up Mount Doom kind of moment. The moment where the character is mm, he opens up for you. This is this character. Um, this is them coming into what they are, who they are, what they want to be, what they can be. So that's what I want to do. Just a celebration of whatever I can find. So here we go. Obligatory side note, I suck at editing. I have no editor. And I only have a headset microphone to record audio with right now. I'm gonna fix that. Also, there's this weird fuzziness in my listening to the recording that I can't tell if it's in my headset or not. I'm planning on replacing my microphone eventually, so hopefully that fixes it. Otherwise, I'll take tips. Anyway, I don't know if you could tell from the picture that I have up, but the character is Jaune. Jaune is... well, in almost any other show like RWBY, he would have been the main character. The blonde-haired, blue-eyed, fit, but not quite fit enough to be off-putting to we in the nerd world man to center the world around. The show around, rather. He would have been the literal knight in shining armor, just carrying the story. But he isn't that. He's a young man that so desperately wants to be a hero, but has no idea what he's doing. All he knows is he wants to help people, and he's just completely unprepared to actually do it. His armor begins and ends with a shoddy-looking little chest piece, and the little shoulder pads you can see here, and and a hoodie and jeans. And in a world with weapons like Crescent Rose, this massive spinning mecha shifting scythe that's also a gun, or Mirtanaster that can spew fire, or Gamble Shroud that turns Blake into Tobey Maguire just on a whim. He has a sword. Now, in another show, he would have been this amazing sword master that didn't need anything special, because he could just ruin everyone with that sword. He would just rinse. But he can't. He can barely use the sword. Jaune isn't even the main character. No, he's just one of the main characters in an ensemble cast of like 10 people between Team Ruby and Juniper, Oscar, unless you count him as part of Team Juniper nowadays. I know some people do. Um, Ozpin, I know some people do that. Crow. Um, and that's just a departure. In another show, he would have ended up with the first girl he liked, typical shonen stuff. Instead, Weiss shut him out, and I have seen zero indication that he's even pursuing that anymore. In another show, like I said, he would have been that's this sword master, slinging around with his sword and shield, just ruining people. Instead, he can barely use the ancestral sword he stole, and he needs his far superior partner to tutor him just to survive, basically. He didn't even get into where he is on merit. He got in because he lied and cheated and stole his way in. He's a weak, ignorant liar, and I adore him so much. Not just for those reasons. I don't love him for that. I love him because at the bottom of the well, this well of inadequacy and lying and stealing, is a young man that just wants to help his friends, strangers, whoever he can, however he can. The interesting dichotomy in this character is that he's completely inept at doing all of this, and will, like I said, lie, cheat, steal to get in. And he knows that. He knows that he's untrained, so every fight he goes into, he's handicapping his team. I'm pretty sure that's actually like a dialogue, like a conversation that happens. He knows he's not as fast as Ren. He's not as brutishly strong as Nora, and he's nowhere near as skilled as Pyrrha. All he has is the exact same kind of, I guess, grit is the word you would use, and in the moment sort of wit that probably led him to getting fake transcripts and Passage to Veil from Ansel in the first place. But this isn't about all of that, really. That's preamble, but this is the moment, not a character study, so Jean's character is all built into actualizing as what he can be, and how that meets what he wants to be. Some people, like, every kid when they're young, say 10, wants to be like one of three things: a race car driver, soldier, firefighter. But not everyone can do that. And as you get older, you start to understand that. You start to want to be a business owner, or I knew a guy that wanted to be a semi-driver because he liked the idea of the freedom. But that's also unattainable for some people. And Jean learned this lesson in the show. He's not this amazing fighter. He's decent, but he doesn't compare to the people around him. No, he's the field tactician. He's the guy that comes up with the ridiculous plays in the moment that can win the day. Or the fight, at least. But he can't really fight. If you put him up against, like, I don't know, somebody say, Cinder, for instance, he fought her. He's going to lose. He's not a good fighter. He's weak. And at least in his mind, his weakness cost him his partner. But all of this is still tangential. What is Jean's moment? When does he realize who he really is past and because of it all? When does he see what he wants to be and what he can be and find that compromise? in my opinion, that his moment is in Volume 6, Episode 9, Lost. He has hated, devalued himself for just so long at this point in the show. In Beacon, he expressed it multiple times. He felt inadequate, at least. At the very least, like, inadequate is kind of underselling it, I think. But when Beacon fell, when Pyrrha fell, Jaune blamed himself. When he says, in Volume 6, she should be standing here, the unspoken end of this sentence was not me. She should be standing here, not me. Jaune hates himself. He said it himself. He's not important. They matter more. Other Nikos, whoever she is, I don't care, it doesn't matter. I think it's her mom. Her words reach Jaune, though. And even if she doesn't necessarily say it, he hears her forgive him. Or rather, she tells him there's nothing to forgive. Because Pyrrha understood duty. Understood her job. And then his team reach him, and they confront him about what happened at Haven. And they illustrate who Jaune is to them. Jaune is a huntsman. Not quite, but not quite what he wanted to be, rather. But he's a huntsman. He's not perfect. He's not the best, but he, in this moment, understands what Pyrrha taught him in the end. And that's that a hunter has to try, no matter how hopeless the situation, because that is their duty. And through the pain, and the anger, and the fear, and the heartache, oh my god, the heartache, Jaune realizes that he has his own family that needs to be protected now. And he decides that he will. No matter what he has to fight with his little sword, he's gonna do it. And that is his character's moment, in my opinion. The moment Jaune realizes he's not the fancy, shining knight in the fairy tale. He's not the superhero. He's not the guy that's going to single-handedly cut his way through 1,000 Grimm to save the day. He's a guy. He's going to come up with quick little plans. He's going to protect people he can. And he's going to be a huntsman. And that's his moment. So, what are your thoughts? If there are even any of you out there, I mean. I have like 200 subscribers, and I think most of them are hate subs. Hi guys, love you too. Do you agree with this choice for him? This moment? Do you think that there was a better moment? Or do you think he just hasn't had a moment yet? Comment to let me know, and if you want, subscribe and like the video too. I'm gonna make more of these either way, mostly because of boredom. Not just for Ruby, mind you, but for now. I can't hide the love that I have for this series. So stay safe, you guys. And, P.S. Forgive the quality of the pictures. I literally spent like half an hour just googling like images that I thought would work, and I couldn't find anything quality. If anyone has a source, you'll be my new best friend. Good night, guys.